Are account aggregators PhonePe's next big bet? What exactly are account aggregators? We've heard a lot of news, but how does it really help you as a user? Can you start using them already? Welcome, I'm your host for the week, Pranav Singhania, simplifying yet another topic from the startup world. Without much further ado, let's dive a little deeper and answer all of these questions. First, let's understand what is an account aggregator. It's a framework that allows users to seamlessly share all their information like bank statements, credit history, investments, and more with financial service providers. This way, the user is in complete control of what the data is, who it is shared with, and for how long. All of this in a digital and secure way. But why should you care? How does it really affect you? If you're probably in your early 20s, the problem is not as evident to you at the moment. But you can ask your parents or relatives how much of a hassle it has been for them to apply for, say, a home loan, which involves physically visiting and comparing rates with various banks, spending enormous amounts of time, submitting tons of paperwork, getting them notarized by a lawyer, sharing your login credentials, and more to aggregate all of your financial information. And all of this is just to get the interest rate quotation from the bank. Since the wounds are probably fresh, remember how you had to aggregate some of the data to file your ITR if you had some investments in India? Imagine doing a 10x version of it every single time you want to use a financial service. Now, how does Account Aggregator solve this for you? Let's first introduce all the players of the ecosystem. There's the financial information provider, financial information user, account aggregator, and most importantly, you. The words might sound intense, but we'll simplify them with an example. Now, let's say you have a salary bank account with Axis Bank, a savings bank account and a bunch of FDs with State Bank of India, a credit card with HDFC Bank, and a brokerage account with Zerodha, where all your equity and bond related investments are stored. In this case, all of these entities would become your financial information provider. So you hear that Canara Bank is offering home loans at a 6.5 annual rate of interest. Before extending the loan, they want all the details of your current assets, your monthly salary slips, your current outstanding credit, Aadhaar, PAN, and your credit score so they can assess your financial behavior and quote an appropriate rate of interest for your home loan. In this case, Canara Bank becomes the financial information user. In the new world, you would just visit Canara Bank's website, enter your account aggregator ID, similar to your UPI ID, and just as how you would receive requests on your UPI apps like PhonePe to make a payment, similarly, you would receive a request to provide consent to share data on an account aggregator app. You can choose to approve or deny this request. If approved, the request is forwarded to all your financial entities who would verify the request, encrypt the data, and send it to the account aggregator app, which would then simply forward it to Canara Bank, who can decrypt it and process the information. Absolutely hassle-free, no paperwork, processed in minutes in just a few clicks. Want to repeat with another bank? No worries. Simplifying the loan application process is just one use case of the framework, and there are many more to come. So, if you're new to our channel and like the content so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. Now, where does PhonePe come into the picture? So PhonePe has an in-principle approval from the RBI to launch an account aggregator app. Another very interesting name to see here is right below PhonePe, and that's Tally, the accounting software used by companies. But why do these companies want to become an account aggregator? The data would be encrypted, so they wouldn't be able to consume or use this data anyway, right? So, just like how PhonePe doesn't earn any money via the UPI transaction, but tries to become your go-to app for their other services like recharges, payments, insurance, and more, similarly, if it were to offer account aggregator services, it would know that you're applying for a loan. Hence, at that point in time, it could try to undercut and cross-sell a loan product to you. Essentially, it is trying to become a middleman who knows what you're up to and hence can point you to exactly what you need and keep a cut in the process. Now, you may be wondering, if this makes life so convenient, why aren't more people using it already? Why don't we see a widespread adoption yet? Three reasons. First, not everybody is on the platform yet. The majority of the private banks and all the 12 public banks, including 23 NBFCs, are on the platform. And SEBI recently announced that they would integrate soon, which would also now bring the brokers and the mutual fund houses on board. But we still have some ground to cover to make this truly holistic. Second, lack of awareness. Since not every entity is on the platform yet, a lot of the common day use cases haven't materialized for us to see account aggregators all around us. And finally, the user experience and brand. The current 6 account aggregator apps are probably not polished in terms of the user experience we are used to with the modern day apps, and also don't come from any of the existing well-known brands. Maybe the likes of PhonePe could change that and drive up the adoption. Despite these, over 14 lakh accounts have already been registered. As more entities onboard the platform, I'm sure it is going to see widespread adoption, just like UPI did in the past few years. And in our future video, we'll talk about how ONDC, Account Aggregator, UPI, and Aadhaar are collectively shaping a more efficient supply chain for India. Meanwhile, drop in the comment section below the topics you would like us to deep dive. And that's it from us. Hope you learned something valuable today. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more startup related value content. And until next time.